The Electrical Trades Union is throwing its support behind the Yes campaign. The union has released a television commercial featuring its members, explaining why the referendum is important for them and how they'll be voting. Take a look.
As a proud Quantamuka man and union member for 20 years, I know the value of solidarity and fighting for what's right. And this is another way we can stand together and make a difference for people who need our help.
So the campaign out this week, certainly, as the Walk for Yes continues in Melbourne, with the walk continuing down Swanston Street, and these are events that are happening right throughout the country. But joining me now live is the National Secretary of the Electrical Trades Union, Michael Wright. Mr. Wright, really appreciate your time. So we saw a little snippet there of the advertisement, the video that the ETU's put out. What prompted the union to join, firstly, the Yes campaign and also come up with this advertisement?
Yeah, thanks very much, and thanks for having me. Look, this all started for us when there was the first discussion around having the referendum, and some of our First Nation members came to us and sat down and talked to us about why it was important to them. From there, we did our own digging, went and met with some of the elders and the activists who have really been leading the charge on this. And for us, what we see is the opportunity to really improve, hopefully, employment opportunities for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, particularly out in the bush, out in remote areas, because right now it's a bit of a disgrace out there. But in terms of the work we do and our members do, so many of the projects are happening out in those communities, whether it's solar, whether it's transmission, whatever it is. So the chance that this could lead to better opportunities for workers in those places is really what's got us behind it.
Are there members in the ETU that wanted the union to take such a public stance on this?
Yeah, of course. Like, we have a large membership, and it's important that for a lot of our members that the union be seen to be taking the stance, because if we're going to put our shoulder to the wheel, if we're going to get this done, this is how we do it. And the opportunity to, we have members coming forward wanting to be involved in the campaign, wanting to be leaders in their own communities. And this video and this campaign is an opportunity to help them do that.
Many of your members taking part in the events across the country today?
Yeah, we have worksite meetings just constantly. A lot of support from all of our conferences and our delegates meetings and member meetings. So yeah, we've got thousands of members turning out across the country for these marches today.
Yeah, these are live pictures coming to us from Melbourne. People from all walks of life there on this walk to Yes. Michael, would you like to see more unions declare a position on this referendum? We obviously see unions, playing a bit of an active role when it comes to election campaigns. But what role would the union, if any, play publicly in this referendum campaign, say at polling booths or elsewhere?
Well, look, I'll leave it for other unions, because at the end of the day, we're democratic organisations and we have to do what our members want. But of course, I'd be encouraging all unions to go out and make sure they've had those discussions, as I believe they have, with their members. So I know that there are a number of other unions who are quite committed to a yes vote on this. And when it comes to the referendum day on Saturday, I know I'll be there handing out in a yes shirt on my weekend. That's just what we do. It's you're either in or you're out.
So you'll be handing out how to vote. Well, I guess it's not really a how to vote card, but I guess you'll be handing out pamphlets as such, I'd imagine.
On the Saturday, sure will. It's I don't have the details for what we'll be doing, but we're right behind this campaign, and it's obviously we need to still, make sure the day job is done. Lord knows there's a lot of work coming on in our space, but on referendum day, we'll be there.
What do you make of how the union movement and the Labor movement more broadly is getting behind the Yes campaign? Do you think that it could, as a united movement, help turn the dial, given that we're seeing polls essentially saying that the no vote could probably get up in 4 weeks' time?
Oh, look, I think the trade union movement is one of the mightiest forces in this country, and I've been really excited and heartened to see all of the thousands and tens of thousands of union members around the country going out door knocking, phone banking, and all the rest on the weekends, after hours, all that sort of stuff. It's been really a unifying sort of time for the union movement. It's been great to see.
Michael, we obviously saw a lot from the ETU when it came to the national conference, and particularly when it came to the issue of AUKUS. Labor decided, as a party, to move forward, obviously in opposition to what you had publicly said at the time at the national conference. What do you make of how Labor's moved forward following that? What I would describe, I guess, from, as an experienced political reporter's point of view, that it was a respectful debate. What do you make of how the party and government's moved on, given your opposition to AUKUS?
Well, look, we were happy with putting AUKUS aside for a moment. We were really happy with the national conference. We had a 3% of GDP commitment to the energy transition. And when it comes to my members, when it comes to the ETU, that's hundreds of billions of dollars worth of work that's getting done over the next 27 years. So the commitments we got from the ALP at the last national conference were a good start for making sure we're going to have good union jobs building out the energy transition. On the AUKUS front, obviously there's a disagreement between us and the party there. As much as we may disagree, that was a debate that was conducted in a respectful manner. And it's been, look, we continue to work with the government in many areas. They know our concerns on AUKUS. We're not stepping away from those concerns, but that's not getting in the way of us getting the job done everywhere else.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'd be fair to say that no doubt many of your members, they wouldn't think about the issues that they had at conference with AUKUS in the front of mind when, this important referendum is coming up. Just finally, your final message to Australians, I guess, why did the ETU decide to go so public on this? And I guess, what is your message on the referendum from your members?
Look, when we look at this, we just don't see it. We don't see any downside. There's nothing to lose with this. We see an opportunity to create more employment opportunities, better training pathways for Aboriginal and First Nations and Torres Strait Islanders people, particularly in remote communities. We think that's a massive opportunity that needs to be grabbed with both hands. Because at the moment, particularly with electrical trades, skilled trades, it's all hands on deck. We've had a temporary shortage of electricians in this country for 30 years. We need anyone who can be a Sparky to be a Sparky. If the voice can help us get there, then we'll be 110% behind it.
Michael Wright, the National Secretary of the Electoral Trades Union, really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in and speaking to us here at Sky News.